great way to introduce parsnips to your table during the winter time is to incorporate them into a puree. To start, we're going to add some tart Granny Smith apple and chopped parsnip. This can all be done a rough chop. We're going to end up blending this, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Have these in a saute pan with a little bit of oil, and while they soften, I'm going to add 1 garlic clove that we're just going to firmly press to kind of unleash some of its aromatics. We're going to let this cook just for a few minutes. We want to get just a slight bit of color and start getting them a little bit tender. The sweetness of the parsnips and the tartness of the apples really play well together in this dish. So now that I'm getting a little bit of caramelization on my parsnips and apple, I'm going to season with some salt and pepper and water. Cover with just enough water to cover the parsnip and apple. We're going to go ahead and let this cook for about 20 to 25 minutes until the parsnips get super tender. So my parsnips and apples have finished cooking. I've let them cool down a little bit and they're nice and tender. Next we'll add them to the blender. We'll add 1 6-ounce container of Blue Hill yogurt. And the last step is just to season. We'll add salt and pepper. We want to taste this and perhaps season again when we're done. We're going to blend this on high speed until it's nice and smooth. If you don't have a high-speed blender, it's also okay to blend it and then pass it through a fine mesh strainer to get that nice texture. This works great as a side dish to accompany a roast pork or chicken, but it's also delicious by itself. Now we'll taste to make sure it's seasoned just right. Need a touch more salt. Give that a good stir, and it's ready to serve. The puree has a familiar texture, but with a new flavor thanks to the parsnip yogurt.